Hey, what's going on, guys? Garden Shed here, and welcome! Today, just out for a bimble. It's a nice Saturday afternoon. We're having a quiet weekend this weekend. I think we're going to head off on the bike tomorrow. So I thought I'd just give it a bit of a run, get in the groove. You know when things go bad, everything seems to go bad. This was one of those weekends. I finished on the Friday before August bank holiday at 2 o'clock. And I finished at 5, so I thought, brilliant, you know what, I'll go to the shop, get a few bits. Wandering around the shop, and they didn't have anything I needed, so that was sort of the start of it. Anyway, so got home, pottering around about 6 o'clock. Hannah's sister rang to say that her tyre had blown on the side of the A14. She's one of those people, she's a bit of a worrier and a bit of a panicker, and she wasn't sure if she had AA, etc. So I thought, well, I've got all the kit to change her tyre. So yeah, I thought, well, I've got all the stuff to change the tyre, so we'll pop out, we'll go and help her. You know, it's chucking it down with rain, absolutely torrential. I like helping people. I'm one of those people, I feel really bad if I pass someone that needs help. Basically drove down the A14 to the M6, to the first junction on the M6, and then I had to come back because of where her tyre had gone. Luckily she'd had the common sense to sit outside the car, but I was amazed, you know, a woman stood at the side of the road in the pouring rain, car clearly not working, and no one pulls over. Got my socket set out and my breaker bar, because I took all the nuts off, and basically the rim was so mangled that the holes where the threads come through for the wheel nuts off the hub, they had basically deformed onto the thread, so there was no way I was going to get this off. I spent about half an hour trying to do it. I was more at risk of knocking the car off the jack than I had of a chance of getting these off. So in the end we called the AA, well, RST I think it was, and they initially said an hour, but we had to get the car off the A14. So put the tyre back on, limped the car off the road, then pulled it onto like a slightly lesser, it was still an A road but not a dual carriageway at least. 45 minutes I think, stood at the side of the road on the bridge over the A14 in the pouring rain. Made us very cold and wet, but eventually everything sorted. The RAC came out and used 6-foot pry bar and a lump hammer and a cold chisel to get this rim off. Don't you dare fucking her. Sorry for my outburst, but that's what I do. I have a quick outburst, get it out of my system, and then that's it. So, anyway, so Saturday we thought, right, brilliant, we'll get house jobs done, so we got all the cleaning done, and we were knackered, having barely slept the night before, and just being so cold and wet, it just makes you tired, doesn't it? I was just about to have a snooze on Saturday afternoon, and my dad rang me to say that Crumble, our little terrier, he was going away for the weekend and put her in a kennel for the first time. Had bolted from the kennels. So, right, rang the kennels. Said, right, and he said, right, I think I've got my eyes on her, but I can't get anywhere near her. So, are you alright to come over and try and get her? So I was like, yeah, sure, fine. So the kennels was about an hour away, by which point he'd lost sight of Crumble. Crumble had gone. We left at 9 o'clock at night, having still not found Crumble. It was getting dark. Because it's in the arse end of nowhere, it meant driving around fields in pickup trucks, which a scared dog is going to run away from, and obviously the lights and things like that, she's going to run away. And that is the worst feeling ever, knowing that you're having to go home, you haven't seen her, your lovely dog is cold and wet, probably outside because it was raining. You know, we thought, right, okay, I'll get there at 7 in the morning, we'll continue the search. Just posting up on various groups and things like that, and we had my girlfriend went up and put posters around the village, and I saw on Facebook this amazing group called DroneSAR. What they specialise in is finding pets using drones, so it's very kindly a volunteer thing. They won't accept any money. I tried to offer him some money for, you know, his time and fuel, etc., but he wouldn't. So he was there, and then also someone from a Lost and Found group came back to me and said she had a sniffer dog team on Facebook. But I checked out their website, it looked incredibly legitimate, and they were backed by the super vet from TV. So, you know, it's not going to be terrible. But she basically has a dog that is trained to hunt dogs. So her name was Ella, and she was really, really nice. Her dog was adorable. It was a Malinois. She came over, which is great, so they got there about 9:30, so the hunt could properly begin. And she actually explained some really useful information, such as, if your dog has escaped, do not get 20 people running around calling her name. An escaped dog goes into survival mode, and if it hears anything like that, it'll just bolt. So you'll never actually get eyes on it, apart from it running away from you. But it was absolutely incredible watching this dog work. Like, it does different actions for different things, so it marks like where it's been to the loo, where it's drunk from. So we found basically where Crumble had made a nest for the night, and we were still hot on the trail, and put them where Crumble made her nest for the night. Apparently she's very highly likely to come back to the same spot. The only really way for us to get her back was to trap her, which apparently could take days. So, you know, you fill the trap with nice smelling things and some toys from home, etc. Really entice them in and cover the cage as best as you can do, so I don't think they're walking into a trap. Apparently if you fail once, like she gets spooked by it once, she'll never go back in one again. And then we carried on chasing the trail, and someone rang us from the village that had seen one of Hannah's posters to say that the dog was in one of the gardens about a mile away from where we were, so we were hot on the sun. Managed to get into this person's garden. Ella, the dog lady, was saying, right, now don't treat it as if you're walking up to your dog, she'll be scared. You have to walk up to it backwards, dropping food, don't make eye contact, basically treat it as a feral dog. Was about 6 feet away from her, and she went from like barking and snarling to being slightly cornered, to, it was like a switch went in her head and she realised it was me and just came charging up and basically tackled me to the ground and was having lots of fuss. So that was brilliant. So that was our bank holiday weekend. We didn't manage to go to the Peak Districts. I mean, we found her about 2 o'clock on Sunday day. And then this weekend, Thursday, so Thursday just gone, Hannah finally got her cat, which she's been wanting since we bought the house back in February. Yeah, so all in all, a rather manic weekend, but nice to be out, back on the bike. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching, and take care.